For the first question, which anyone who has to stand up. There's lights coming in my face, and I can't see people, so please do stand up. There are mics, and the questions will come around. The Indian IT industry, interestingly enough, not very different in some respects from the US industry, has created a lot of non-inherited wealth. In a society generally where wealth was always inherited, it has created large numbers of people, employees of companies who have created wealth. Does that, in your view, create any peculiar moral hazards or opportunities for engaging with society at large?
Yeah, I'm at a disadvantage here. You'll be interested to hear that I'm breaking different parts of my body one by one. I fell down and broke my right arm. It came off the shoulder. It's been put back now by modern technology, which is still very Hippocratic, whereby one doctor holds you down firmly and the other doctor pushes the hand back into the shoulder. Now that works beautifully for bones, but the tendons don't respond so favorably to that. So I'm suffering from that. Now I've done something to my left leg. So I can't, and since this is, you can't see it, it's very solid. I can't put my leg in, so I have to stretch it out here. So forgive me. Can you hear me still? Okay, I can hold it in my hand. Okay, right. No, I think, Jerry, that's a very good question. There are three things here. First, the expansion. Certainly the IT sector, that's what I began by saying. It is an inclusive and potentially even more so. But it's already included many people who have done basic schooling, good secondary schooling, and good university education. They may be lower middle class, they may be not at all anywhere near the top range of achievement, but they can get there now and they can rise. That is certainly good social mobility. It doesn't at this time do anything very much directly for all those people who don't even make secondary school, not to mention primary school. And after all, we have to bear in mind that a third of the population, not exactly the statistic the government gives us, a third of the school-going age people don't really have any decent school opportunities at the elementary level. So that's a big thing. Secondly, along with the spread, of course, comes a general possibility of social mobility, since people have connection with each other. So anything that widens the base rather than the coterie of the select few has some indirect effect. And, you know, if we had enough time, and if I could get my students onto it, I can give you a very clear answer of how indirectly they're affecting the income earning power of others. But we have to look at that. But the third thing is that since our concentration tends to be on people that we mostly meet, whom we can chat with, etc., the whole coterie of people who are not at all in school are never in our vision. So it looks much more egalitarian than in fact it is. When I was fortunate to get the Nobel Prize, I started two trusts, one in India and one in Bangladesh, dealing with basic education, basic healthcare, and gender equity. The Bangladesh Trust has been working mostly on gender equity. The Indian Trust has been concerned about mainly seeing what are the problems that ail primary education and healthcare. And one of them is almost no contact, sometimes even with the teachers, between the guardians of poor parents coming from socially backward and economically depressed classes. They don't even know the teachers, they don't know anyone political power. Once the election comes, they will have a vote, but then that goes away. So I think that lack of contact remains, despite the positiveness of the broadening to which you rightly refer.
Thank you, sir.
I am Ujjal from NASSCOM Foundation.
Where are you?
He's right there. Yeah, I can see him.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Stop.
right.
Sir,
Oh no, I only detected you. Sorry.
okay. So NASSCOM
I'm
Foundation.
sorry. The disembodied voices sound so difficult to so where can you raise your arm? Ah, okay, all right. I know. Okay,
Sir,
thank you.
Sir, I'm Ujjal from NASSCOM Foundation.
Yeah.
NASSCOM Foundation has been setting up rural knowledge centers in 9 coastal states of India. Sir, in some of the areas like in Orissa, where we have set up knowledge centers, it's a challenge where even the per capita income of a person is around ₹12 to get in, say, knowledge education in. And here I would like, remembering your previous study on famine and on Bangladesh and sub-Saharan Africa, similar sort of situation does exist in some parts of Orissa and now reports coming in from West Bengal. So how would you suggest one should approach trying to address getting knowledge education, bridging the digital divide as well as the economic divide in these rural hinterlands?
Yeah, I think that I'm very interested to hear about the NASSCOM Foundation's interest in this. You point out the stories of starvation from Orissa and so on. Those actually deserve more attention, but they do get onto the media in ways some of the deprivations don't at all. That is when, you see, in India the oddity is that anything that happens suddenly, and famine is one of them, gets immediate media attention. It's a change. Somebody lands there, the photograph, and so on. One of the things that I may say a little about what the Bangladeshi Trust, my Pratichi Trust, which I set up with the Nobel money, is doing. They mainly give a one-year journalistic scholarship to rural, school-educated women who work in rural areas and write to the principal dailies in Bangladesh, including Botomalo and Songvad. Botomalo is the largest circulation, not only Bengali paper, largest circulation, any paper in Bangladesh. And they have carried, and I think already in 4 years of operation, I think 9 of our people are now staff members of Botomalo. So and they came with an interest in covering those things that are not standardly covered. Not the kind of thing for which you say, oh, there is starvation, I heard someone, and then somebody immediately dispatches someone from Hindustan Times to India to go and take pictures. But something which is happening every day, every year, which is not news. That's really the difficult thing to cover. And that's where I think the informational discrimination is important. It's the kind of territory that I'm sure in a different context the IT industry had visited, to be tell between, regional problems, local problems, wider problems, to tell between immediate problems and long-run issues and so on. It does require much greater departure in informational collecting, processing, and ultimately dissemination. And so I'm very delighted that NASSCOM Foundation takes an interest in this.
Yes, yeah.
Hello, sir. My name is Hardik Sangvi, and we develop open source tele-education and telemedicine software. I remember Dr. Kalam, in last session, he also pointed out about these issues. Do you see open source information technology playing any role in addressing some of these issues?
Now, tell me what open source information technology is.
Open source, basically, we don't have to pay license to certain large companies in the world which otherwise take a lot of license fees on
this
software. It's open. Any developer can write code. Any software
to
program.
the extent the WTO permits that.
Yes, this is really open. These are standards that have been published, and anybody can write. There's no intellectual property payment, if you will.
I'm sometimes think of myself as a quick thinker, but I don't think 7 seconds is adequately long to reflect on it. But on the basis of mature reflection in 7 seconds, I would say that it seems to be the answer must be yes.
Question here. There's a question here. Can somebody get a mic down here, please? 4th row. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we got the... Yes, please. He's got the mic already. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. This is Javed Khan here. I would like to know about your review on special economic zone, their status now and the future in India.
Well, I haven't really studied the special economic zones as a proposal, I'm afraid, so I'm not able to comment on that.
Can you
really.
get the...
I know that it's a controversial subject. I did have an opportunity of looking into what was going on in Singur and West Bengal. Again, not in great detail, but in some. Others I have not studied at all, so I should really um,